Hey everybody, so in this video I'm going to show you how to find the angles in a right angle triangle using trigonometry. In our first example, we've been asked to work out this angle, which we call alpha, and this angle, which we call theta. So when we're dealing with angles in a triangle, we tend to use alpha and theta rather than x or y. If we sketch this diagram to work out this angle theta, then we can see that opposite this angle we have the 8 centimeter length. And because it is opposite the angle, we call this the opposite side, and this is 8 centimeters. So we'll label this as opposite. And then opposite the right angle, we have the hypotenuse length, and this is 12 centimeters. So we'll say 12 centimeters is our hypotenuse length. Okay, so we've got the opposite and the hypotenuse. You can see that the trigonometric ratio we're going to use is the sine of theta. Depending on which combination of sines we have, we would use one of these three. But in this example, we have the opposite and we have the hypotenuse, so we're going to use sine. So if we say the sine of the angle theta will be the opposite length, which is 8 centimeters, divided by the hypotenuse length, 12, then we can work out theta by applying the opposite of sine to both sides. And this is called arc sine, which we write as sine to the -1. And we're applying this to both sides. And then these two inverse operations will cancel. So we're left with theta will equal the arc sine of 8 over 12. We can work this out on our calculators, and we get theta is equal to 41.8 degrees. Okay. Moving on, if we were to work out alpha, then if we say in this diagram, now we're trying to find alpha, we need to relabel the names of our sides. If I erase the opposite and this name, we can see that this 8 centimeter length runs adjacent between the angle we're trying to find alpha and this right angle. Then this length is called the adjacent. The 12 centimeter length is again opposite the right angle, so this is the hypotenuse. So to work out alpha, we have the adjacent and the hypotenuse, so we're going to use cos. So the cos of the angle alpha will be equal to the adjacent length, 8 centimeters, over the hypotenuse, 12. Then we'll apply the arc cos of both sides, which we write as cos to the -1. So this cos and this arc cos are inverse or opposite operations. We'll apply it to both sides. These two opposites will cancel. So we're left with alpha will equal the arc cos of 8 over 12. We can work this out on our calculators, and alpha will be equal to 48.2 degrees. And we can check this works. Because if we were to add up the three angles, we've got the 48.2 plus the 41.8 plus this 90 degree, and we know that angles in a triangle add up to 180, which they do. Okay? So do you want to try and work out angles alpha and theta in this green triangle? You can pause the video, and when you come back, we'll go through the work solution. Okay, so welcome back if you're ready to go. If we begin by working out theta, we know that the 6 is opposite the angle, so we'll label this as the opposite length. The 8 runs adjacent between the angle and the right angle, so this will be the adjacent length. So we have the opposite and the adjacent, we're going to use tan. So the tan, or the tangent, of the angle theta will be the opposite length 6 over the adjacent length of 8. Now we can apply the opposite of tan, which is arctan, or tan to the -1, of both sides. These opposites will cancel, So theta will be the arctan of 6 over 8. So theta will be approximately 36.9 degrees to 1 decimal place. So if we move on to working out alpha, we'll need to change the name of the two sides. You can see the 8 centimeters is now opposite the angle alpha, so this will become the opposite length, and the 6 is adjacent between the angle and the right angle, so this will be the adjacent length. So again, we've got the opposite and the adjacent, so we'll use tan. So the tan of alpha will be the opposite 8 divided by the adjacent 6. We'll take the arctan of both sides. These opposites will cancel. So alpha will be the arctan of 8 divided by 6. We can work this out and we get alpha is equal 53.1 degrees. And we can check this works again by adding up these angles. And we can see their total is 180 degrees. Okay? Well, thank you very much for watching. I hope you found that useful. If you did find that helpful, please like and subscribe. And you can download the full lesson and worksheet from my website, mrmathematics.com. There's a link in the description below. Thanks again and take care.